Okay, and then talking about, things meaning something, the seller's badge meaning something. One of the things that we think is really important to talk about here now, while we have all of your attention, is that we as the guild are really, really committed to diversity and equity. I hope that you've been getting that through everything that we've been saying before. You might have noticed that there are some things in common between all of us, right? We are all white folks here on the screen. And I think that reflects a little bit the fact that we're a volunteer run organization and there's privilege involved in who has the time and the spiritual energy really to volunteer. But also, this is an interim board. And we would be super duper excited to see other folks who don't look like us running for positions, because I know that we have members out there who don't look like us. And we're diverse in a lot of other different ways as well. And so I'm going to, oh, yeah, we already have one of our mods is like, hey, I'm not a white person. So this is very good. You can see it's already kind of in place. It just ends up who's on the screen right now. And so I want to toss it over to Christy to talk about how diversity and equity has been kind of folded into the guild's operations as we've moved from the Etsy strike into all of this organization.
Well, you've actually asked me a question that I did not prep for, so this is just going to be off the cusp of my head. But it's so I'm just going to tell you my personal on all of this. Like, I feel like the thing that makes humanity strong is how different we all are. Like, if you have too much information from like people who are all the same, you're going to be missing important things. You're going to, like, it's like literally we want to create an organization that works for everybody, so we need everybody, and we want everybody to be in the position to be able to create the organization that works for everybody. So I hopefully that makes sense. But just that is our strength. Literally every single area that we have managed to get diversity, I'm just like, yay, because that's what we need.
Yeah, and I know like one of the first committees that got started from members was an accessibility committee. Because a lot of the people who are most impacted by things, especially like the kind of churn of the Star Seller program and the algorithms, are folks who are disabled.
Yeah, so I think the reality is in sort of crafting culture, there's been a history of exclusionism towards people of color. It's been very white centric, the industry and the communities that for years and years and decades have kind of gathered around that. It's unfortunate, and it's something that this guild is going to, and also let's say that's reflected in Etsy's demographics. White people are overrepresented on Etsy, and Black people, specifically African American people, are underrepresented on Etsy. And if this guild rather, is going to be successful, it's really going to have to take to heart the need to challenge those dynamics that have existed and been entrenched for a really long time. Part of the way we do that is by addressing the culture among Etsy sellers. There's a very prominent culture of what maybe like individualism among Etsy sellers, because there is a way, yes, in which we're all kind of in competition with each other for the same set of customers who have a finite amount of money. That's true. But we also have a lot still to gain from being in solidarity with each other and help boosting each other up in order to take on our common, antagonist or whatever, Etsy management. And I think what's so unique about this guild and about this project is that it's really trying to bring about a cultural shift among Etsy sellers that, yeah, sure, we are kind of in competition, but we do have a lot still to gain by being in solidarity. And as far as specifically what we're going to do to amplify marginalized people or marginalized points of view, I want to say, frankly, I don't think it would really be appropriate for me to sit here now and lay out a fully hashed out plan because of the nature of this panel. I think it's something that the work we need to do is to establish an infrastructure whereby we can have an authentically democratic and representative community or union or guild, where the voices that might have been being marginalized this whole time are given new opportunities and fair opportunities to speak up. And that's going to depend on our membership, and it's going to depend on more than just the 5 of us.